Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Friday, the 22nd of December 2023, the year of BSV. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Here we go, let's get into a bit of news. So, just seen this from Joe Dallais, literally just a few minutes ago now, 20 minutes ago. Check this out. So he's found a very interesting quote here from the recent release of the court document summary. So we're just going to find it here. So it's section B, the latex document. So for full context, we'll just read out from point 37 and see what this is all about. Here we go. Enlarge that. Okay, so point 37, it says, I should mention the significance of some of the directions sought. Under the existing directions, Dr. Wright was to file his evidence in reply on the 1st of December 2023. This deadline has passed without any delay, evidence being reply, evidence being served for Dr. Wright. I detail below the evidence I've received on this application, but I've not been given any information as to what was done to meet the deadline, nor as to progress since 1st of December with a view to completion and service of that evidence. Point 38. The application notice was supported by 3 witness statements, which I have read and considered carefully. Here I give summary of their contents. 38.1. Wright 5. Explaining why the 2 drives were not previously included in his disclosure, it is fair to say that COPA do not believe this explanation, but I cannot resolve any issues over his explanation on this application and I proceed on the basis it is true. Wright 6. A short witness statement confirming the facts and matters in field 1 are true, and in particular his belief that, and quote here, the identity issue cannot fairly be determined with those documents being before the court. For that reason, I ask the court to adjourn the trial and give revised directions to the adjournment trial as set out in the application. 38.3 field 1, referring to 18 pages. After her summary of the progress of the litigation, Miss Field turns to consider the additional documents, which her statement are referred to as the paragraph 12.5 documents, which she divides into 3 categories. So we've got category A, B and C. So category A says the 97 documents which were stored on the Samsung drive, of which 95 were stored within the BDO image, which are said by Dr. Wright all to date from before 31st of October 2007. Wow, so that's a year before the release of the white paper. And in respect of which he says he has not edited or amended any documents in the BDO image since 31st of October 2007. As Miss Field says, if that is correct, then the 95 documents are at least very strong evidence that Dr. Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto and is clear from their nature and contents. Miss Field has set out in Schedule 1 to her statement and an explanation of the relevance of these documents based on information provided by Dr. Wright, which proceeds on the basis that the documents in the BDO image were not modified since 31st of October 2007. Miss Field makes one qualification. She refers to the Strauss-Friedberg SF memorandum and relates, as in Wright 5, that there are a number of data points identified by SF which require further investigation. Dr. Wright accepts those points will need to be analysed by the parties' forensic experts when considering the provenance of hard drives. And this was the point here, the latex documents. In respect of these, Miss Fields relates 2 key pieces of evidence from Dr. Wright in summary. 1. The relevant latex files are unique, such that mere possession of them is evidence of authorship of the white paper. That's massive. And 2, B2, it is particularly infeasible to reverse engineer the latex code from the published Bitcoin white paper for 2 reasons which she sets out. And she concludes, quote 34 or point 34, the white paper latex files are therefore the highest possible importance for the trial of the identity issue, and that issue cannot fairly be determined unless Dr. Wright is entitled to rely on these documents and have his case on the significance of these documents addressed in expert evidence. And point C, the documentary credits assignment documents These are relied upon to rebut an allegation by COPA that the version of this document already disclosed was backdated to 2007 by forgery. Ms. Field says, given the seriousness of the allegation made by the claimant and the potential for these documents to answer that allegation, fairness requires that Dr. Wright be permitted to rely on them. Ooh, this is getting juicy. Let's carry on then. Point 39. COPA responded to the evidence filed in support of the application by filing the following evidence, all dated 7th of December 2023, in the form of one Sherelle 18, 48 pages, which also exhibits 3 short statements of Mr. Hinnant, Dr. Laurent, and Professor McFarlane, each dealing with a short point, each of which is said to establish that documents on the BDO drive contain features which cannot date to 2007. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be lots of toing and froing here. Oh my goodness me. But I would say that the first bit that we wrote through there is compelling to say the least. Wow, it's particularly infeasible to reverse engineer the latex code from the published Bitcoin white paper for the 2 reasons which she sets out. Well, yeah, the relevant latex files are unique, such that mere possession of them is evidence of authorship of the white paper. That is massive. It's getting juicy. And just some more news. Again, the criminals have said here, so it says Revolut suspends digital currency services for UK. Cites new FCA rules. I mean, again, this is what they've done. They've not defined a digital commodity. So they've lumped Bitcoin, which is BSV, in with all these economically worthless, illegally unregistered securities, which are piles of shit. So now they're like, yeah, we'll just blanket ban all of them, as I suspected was their intention right from the beginning. But, restricting the supply just increases the demand. So Revolut, the London-based neobank and fintech decacorn, is suspending its digital currency services for business clients in preparation for upcoming digital asset regulations by the Financial Conduct Authority. The company emails its business clients this week notifying them that it would temporarily pause the availability to buy crypto by Revolut Business for all UK business customers. It added that the suspension goes into... So maybe it's just business customers. You can still buy it personally, maybe. It added that the suspension goes into effect on January 3rd, 2024. The business customers can still hold and sell digital currencies after the suspension, and the retail customers are unaffected. Okay, there we go. Retail customers are unaffected. Revolut cites the new draft of regulations by the FCA that have impacted VASPs in the UK as the reason behind its services suspension in the country. These regulations include restrictions on marketing and advertising, where they've banned refer a friend bonuses and called for a clear risk warnings. Other stipulations include affording users a cooling off period under which they can change their mind about their purchases in case they did it on a whim. These new regulations take effect on January the 8th, 2024, after a 3 months expansion from October 8th, and already notable VASPs have selected to suspend their operations. Dubai-based Bybit is conducting a phased approach to its UK exit, starting with restricting new users. So again, they're just targeting the UK. Luno, a digital currency group owned exchange, also announced it would be restricting some of its services in the UK, while PayPal, Nasdaq, halted services until next year, but later received the FSA's nod. Exodus, a popular non-custodial wallet, recently delisted its app in the country. Oh, maybe that's why people are finding it hard to withdraw BSV from their platform. For Revolut, the suspension is only until it can comply with all the FCA's direct offer financial promotions, the DOFP rules, and official told One News outlet. These requirements aim to enhance the customer journey and provide additional protection for new and existing investors of crypto assets. As a result, we'll need to adjust our current business crypto offering to make sure all of the new requirements are met, it added in its email to clients, as reported by London-based City AM. While the effect of the FCA's new policy reverberates across the industry, the regulator has been accused of an inability to police the financial services space. According to the UK's national auditor, the regulator drags its heels and lacks digital asset expertise to execute its role. Absolutely agree with that. Completely agree with that. And also then just quickly we'll touch on CoinDance. Look, the CoinDance conspiracy continues. So they reckon there is no hash rate, which means they think that transactions can't be processed and there wouldn't be a block size if they can't be processed. They think that there's no nodes on the network. They think that there are 0 transactions and they think that there's no block size. However, underneath them, they are listing all the blocks and their sizes. 113 megabytes, almost a gigabyte there, 921 megabytes. 314, 311. I mean, look at these are huge in comparison. Just one over there on like Cabal Coin and Bcrash. Like, dear oh dear. But still looking at the profitability again, like, you know, much of a muchness, just very slightly mining at a comparable loss to Cabal Coin. So there's no excuse for this lot mining all these shitcoins. It's economically worthless, and they can't even make the excuse that they were hoodwinked by the name. They've got no excuse whatsoever. At least people in BTC, you know, are just like, oh, it's called BTC. Don't know anything else. But 33% comparable loss mining on the genuine Bitcoin, which is shooing all the shitcoiners off the chain. Look at that. Calvin now mining with 75%, winning 75% of the block reward. That is absolutely massive. On target to probably be the second richest man in history, I would suggest, looking at that. So there we go. That's your little 10-minute news flash. Hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.